Yeah, we're not dead, we're not gone, we're still around, and we're here to give you a good show. This is Fans on Patrol, and today we're going to be talking about the Penguin, the character on HBO Max. Hey, going for a second, we'll be right back. All right, man, it's been a while, man. It's been a while, and we decided to change things up and shake things up a little bit. I'm the host of Fans on Patrol. My name is Mr. Button, all the way up to the top, Montego. With me is my darling co-host, Miss Tiffobot. What's happening? It's been not that long for us, but it's been a long time for the people. How's it going?
Behind the scenes for us and a while for the listeners. It's been going fine.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we're back, man, and I just felt like that we couldn't come back the same way. A lot of time has passed. I think it's been like 7 months and stuff like that, and I think we got 7 months of recordings.
The thing about it is, we have so many recordings.
Yeah, a lot, and perhaps one day we'll just
maybe one day you'll get them all, man.
Well,
some of them were pretty good.
Yeah, and I just think maybe I'll just release them here and there about different. I don't know. I just think we needed to come a little fresh when we came back, Tiff, and I think it's been bothering me that it was just like, okay, just fire it up again. Whoever's tuning into this, it's gonna be brand new people who have never heard of us, some old fans, I'm sure, because we do catch the business often, and so about get the goddamn recording out,
Yeah, people have asked me, and I've just been like, I'm not sure.
Yeah, a lot of it had to do with work, but I don't want to whine about that stuff. It's just like there's almost so much mental capacity. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then it's a lot.
You're doing it, and then you're like, your heart's not in it because you're feeling so overwhelmed by everything all the time.
Yes, y'all. Mental health. It's real, I guess.
Yeah, watch yourself. And coming from an expert in poor mental health, please take care of yourself.
Oh, shit. So bad, we got some stuff to talk about. We're changing the format up, boys and girls. We're not doing the same thing, like we've been doing with the 3 segments and stuff. But we're not getting rid of our segments, man. We might come on here and just do a game,
Everybody loves the game.
With a theme, or we might just come in and talk about some, what's popular and keep it moving. So we missed a lot, man, and I mean, it's so bad. I still have not seen Wolverine and whatever.
Yeah, Wolverine,
yeah, and I think the Transformers 1 came out, which is animated, which is something I'm very interested in. Haven't seen that. Haven't seen any of that stuff. I did see a lot of shitty TV. Star Wars Acolyte being one of them.
But man, it's easy to see TV.
Yeah. And just for the record, I'm not going to go on a tangent because it's old news, but I was one of those toxic fans with with Acolyte.
Hating on it.
Not toxic, but I just thought it was hot shit, so I just want to get that out the way so we can move on so people know where I stand. Where do you stand, Montego?
It sucks. That's what Montego says. How do you like it? Fucking garbage.
Horrible. Lost my faith in Star Wars,
Horrible quote on the box, Montego Bradley.
Yeah, lost a lot of faith in the property and stuff like that. But
there's just been a lot going on there, hasn't there? It's been really disappointing shit.
Over and over and over and over. And then when I had to, it made me re-examine everything that was Star Wars on TV. And then I had to get my fingers and say, what did I like? And it was like, I liked The Mandalorian season 1 and 2. We'll call that one. I loved Andor. That was great. And everything else kind of had its moments. Like even Obi-Wan had his moments, but did I need it? No. Other stuff. That's a new star of the show back there. That's me. Make a noise, y'all. We got a dog. So that's a new cast member. That's Beat. Shut up. Making all that damn noise. That's how you talk to dogs.
It's probably like my really high-pitched voice. There's just dogs like, no.
Oh, she can't hear you. You're in my ear here. So yeah, there was that. So it's about a couple things on Star Wars. And then I had to think about Marvel. I was like, what did I really like? And so I'm disgruntled, me of all people. I think, the old man is coming out of me. You know what I'm saying? Now I'm starting to hate everything.
Stop it.
Yeah. Just like, what do they have out now, Tiff?
Is it Agatha for Now or whatever?
It just came out. And,
Is that what it's called? Agatha?
Attica All Along.
Oh, okay, yeah.
A spinoff of The Vision and Scarlet Witch. And then they had the movie with the Scarlet Witch and Doctor Strange, which is a character I love, but How was the movie?
Bad.
Yeah,
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 not great.
yeah. You know, after examining it, I actually watched it, again, and I was like, it's not as bad as I thought it was, but it was just, it's like, did I really want this storyline? No, and that's what it gets down to. You're like, do I really want this? Because people were complaining when they gave up. They did, what was that? Solo. I was a fan of Solo. But a lot of people wasn't. But it was like, who asked for it? And it was like, that's a good question because nobody really asked for it.
I'm thinking that like a lot of the problems I'm having with things that are coming out is that like you can always kind of sense where they think the audience wants, like, okay, so like sometimes I feel like superhero movies have like a wave where they have like some goofier ones,
Yeah.
and then they're like, oh, that's what people want, goofy ones, and so they try to make everything sort of like that, but that's not really the formula, because
No.
what people really want is, yes, these ones are goofy, this one's serious, this one's violent, whatever,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
They each have their own place, and what people want is for you to examine the property that exists, create something new for those characters, but not destroy the history and the ethos and the feeling of the whole property. Does that make sense? You know what I mean? Like,
No. Yes. It's very well said. You definitely hit the nail on the head. James Gunn comes out with some Goofy Guardian stuff and some Suicide Squad, and all of a sudden, let's all be goofy. It's like,
goofy, yeah, and then it's like that doesn't fit there.
So anyway, man, let's get into this Penguin, man. I just, that damn tangent, I'm so sick of
That I get that all the time. I just don't understand why you would pick one character. I mean, was that a fan? Because I didn't really even care for...
No, it wasn't a fan anything. It was an old lady in a comic book and that not too many people read anyway. You know what I'm saying? And it was just like they made her young and sassy and stuff, and she was just a side character who turned out to be the villain, in the show. But it still wasn't a great villain, and you were still sitting there like, oh boy. And then they had her flying around, and it was like, it looked like TV flying and not theater flying. You was like, that looked kind of shitty. They put a big cape. I mean, not a cape, but flowing clothes on her, so it was easy just to swing. They could have swung a rag down for some of the outside shots, to make it look like it was real with the lighting and stuff. And it was just like, oh God, who wanted this? Nobody wanted this. All we wanted was Vision and the Scarlet Witch. That's all we wanted. And they did all this crazy stuff. And now Attica all along. Get out of here, man. Nobody wanted that. Let me stop complaining before I run off all our positive fans. But that's the shit there that I'm like, y'all need to stop this stuff. Y'all need to the whole studio need to shift the gears. Y'all got great properties, but y'all just running them into the ground with garbage. Y'all just
just take a little break, maybe.
Well, that's what Star Wars is supposed to be doing. They're supposed to be like taking breaks with TV and going into the movies. But the movies they got slated to come out, like one of them is The Mandalorian and Grogu. Now the third season of The Mandalorian was not good, and I just don't want to. I don't need to see that on the big screen. You know what I'm saying? Let's do something different. Let's do something the same. Let's do some badass Luke, young Luke or something. If you don't want to do that, do something different. But they no. Anyway. Anyway, so man, let's talk about the Penguin, man.
Mm-hmm.
So this is something that I was not, when I heard about it. Stars Colin Farrell, right, Tiff? All right, so the Penguin debuted September 19th, and it says, following the events of Batman 2022, well, it's been a while, Oz Cobb, a.k.a. the Penguin, makes a play to seize the reins of the crime world in Gotham. So this was episode 1. It was on HBO Max. If you don't have that, it's a shame. I mean, not a shame that you don't have HBO Max, but, that you could, try to figure out a way to see this. Anyway, stars Colin Farrell in the mesmerizing role, which this man should have won all kind of awards in 2022 for playing that damn Penguin. And I don't know if he won anything for that. I mean, he should have been like, I know on the show, I think we gave him Best Supporting Actor for that role.
Yeah, when we were doing
yes, because it was just awesome, Jack.
Yeah, it was great.
Mesmer, you can't even recognize that dude. And it's not just
even
that he
now,
got on a suit. It's his mannerisms, the way he talked, the way he moved. It's like, what am I looking at here? Who is that?
Watching the show now, I was trying to see if I could see him.
See Colin Farrell? Me too.
No,
you can't.
I was like, where is... And then it's so good. It's so different from who he is that I was like, is it him?
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know,
Yeah.
not because he's not a good actor when he doesn't look like that. He is. He's a fantastic actor. I mean, because you just can't see him. You can't
Yeah.
see him in there.
No, and that's acting. He is an
It's
actor. so who else is in this thing, Tiff? I mean,
Oh, yeah.
maybe not
So-
all of them because
Ooh, there's a lot.
because they do the whole season. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, and we haven't met everybody.
Yep,
so,
for sure.
So the cast is obviously Colin Farrell, which you talked about. Kristen Milioti.
Yeah.
I love her.
Sophia.
She is in some really great shows.
I don't know her,
in some
but-
movies. She's like more of like an indie darling. It's kind of surprising to see her. At first, I was like, "Why do I know this person?" I was like, "Oh my god, that's her."
Because she about to make some goddamn money. That's why she in it.
So that Marvel, that DC money.
DC money.
Renzi Feliz,
Yes.
Deirdre O'Connell, Clancy Brown.
Clancy Brown. I was very surprised to see Clancy.
Clancy
Still looking
Brown.
good. I'm a Clancy Brown fan.
Brown.
I hope I don't ever find out he's a racist or some shit like that. You know, I'd be I'd
You
be so
always do
crushed.
find out something shitty about someone.
I'd be so crushed. I tell you.
Yeah, and I mean it goes on and on. You know, Mark Strong.
You know who he's gonna play Carmine Falcone, and that was played by John Turturro in the movie. But apparently there was some scheduling conflicts with John Turturro, and he couldn't reprise the role, which was really good. That's the first time John Turturro was ever actually scary to me. I was like, this is a scary fucker, you know, in that movie. You know, I mean, he was pretty ruthless and actually scary in my opinion. So, to me, so man, this thing starts right after the events of Batman. I think it's like the next day or next.
I thought it was pretty brilliant.
Yeah, I was. And so, Tiff, let's talk about it.
Mm-hmm.
So, oh, wait a minute. Do we want to do one word? Let's do one word.
Okay.
Let's see. Let's see if I can reach this thing here. So what we do is to sum it up in one word. Let's give it one word. One word, Tiff. What you got for the Penguin?
I'm gonna say craft.
Craft. Explain that.
Well, because this is like, you know, like the art, the craft of like film making or movie show making.
Yeah.
Set looks good.
Yes. Looks just like the
Acting
movie.
is good.
Yeah, looks just like the movie. Yeah.
So it's just like, there's nothing really wrong with it.
Yeah. And if you haven't seen The Batman from 2022,
Just go see it.
Where the hell you been?
Go see it. You can sit at home.
Yeah,
I bet it's $4.99 now on Amazon.
So I watched it just about a week ago, and I watched it with my wife who had never seen it, and I didn't tell her who was playing what. I didn't tell her anything about the Penguin. I told her afterwards, and she was like, "Shut up!" I was like, "Yeah, and she loved it, man. You know, like it's such a great movie, and it has so many different nuances, and you know,
See, that's what I'm saying. No matter how you identify, like your gender or anything like that, if it's good, you're just gonna have a nice time.
yeah. But she would have never watched it if I didn't ask her to watch it. You know,
I will.
no,
I'll
I'm
fight to
just
the
telling
death.
you. I'm just telling you.
I'm a lady.
Yeah, you are, but I'm telling you,
I'm a lady.
But she even told it to me. She's like, I would have never watched this if you wouldn't have, you know, sit up here. It's not what she's into. You know what I'm saying? So,
But I don't know how to explain. It's clean.
yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I like, what was your one word? I don't want to like talk and then maybe.
My one word is superb. And I think I actually posted on Fans of Patrol this week for the first time in months.
And everyone was like, who that?
No, I actually got some, you know, ting, ting, ting. I was like, oh, check that out. Look at that, man. I'm still relevant. Yeah, superb, man. I find no flaws in this TV show. My only flaw is like, I'm like, damn, this could have been a movie, you know, without Batman. I was like,
That's true. That's true. I do. Yeah.
Yeah, it
That
could have
really
been a movie.
Could have been a movie.
Could have been a movie. Yeah, I'm sitting there like just the way they're going with it, and it's one thing that I really like about it right from the beginning is it doesn't seem like they slow walking it because it's a television show. Because a lot of times that shit happens, and they're like, "We're gonna develop the character." No, what they end up doing.
And like you got like 8 episodes, and then it's 3 episodes in before what happens. In the
Yeah,
episode
and then they
happens.
want to go through like worthless flashbacks for a whole show, and they just like waste your time. Sometimes they have lost the art of storytelling in Hollywood, and I tell you that 1,000 times because back in the day they used to have to do 24 shows a year, and they managed to keep their audiences. No, let me finish. I'm talking about they kept that shit going. Nowadays they can't even do 8 shows without having 3 or 4 throwaway episodes. And you're like, wait a minute, dude. It's only 8 shows and y'all got 3 throwaway episodes? Come on, man. You guys are weak. You guys are weak. You got to develop your story. You got to keep the story moving in a sane direction, and you can't get bored and make me think, oh, the director is really trying to develop. He's doing really hard character development. No, the shit got boring. You went too far, and now I'm bored because that's what normally happens.
And now I'm bored.
Now I'm bored. But with this show, and granted, it was the first show, but very, very well done. I didn't feel like they were wasting my time at all doing this thing. What are your thoughts?
When I'm watching this show, there is like it's good. It's really you won't mind watching it. Do you know what I mean? It's not gonna bog you down because it's good. But I am scared to how, and not because it's not good, but like how they're gonna hold it up.
Well, I see a lot of
that action is a lot.
I see a lot of action, and even in the trailer. Matter of fact, I think I can turn it on while we're talking for a little bit.
You know, people household name maybe is sort of Loki, so like it wouldn't be considered. I hate to say like a step down to be on a television show, especially since you're getting paid quite a bit of money. But the people in this show, it's almost like, how did you convince them to do a television show?
Yeah, because it looked like a movie. Because it looks, man, let's just talk about the cinematography. Because it's not shot like a television show, which I was so thankful for, to be honest with you. I was like, you know, TV often looks like TV, you know, and you're like, you know, oh, they kind of cut corners on that one. You know, oh, you know, I got to remember, it's still a TV show. I find myself saying that stuff a lot when I'm watching these things. Michael Kelly, that's the guy's name, who was head of the family. But I find myself making excuses like, well, it's a TV show, you know, how much money they're going to spend. It looked like they spared no expense on this one. And even the Batman, you know, the movie, it had that dual look like in a lot of Batman movies. A little bit of old, it looks a little dated, it looks a little, but new too. They always have a good way of, like, even with the Gotham TV show, mixing the old with the new, and so that they can spend money but don't have to spend a lot of money. But
sure,
you know, just the sets were awesome. The costume, I wonder how much that costs every time he put on all that stuff.
I mean, and then him just being on the screen.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's just like ching ching.
Yeah.
I feel like it's money.
Yeah. This is a great move for Colin Farrell, if you ask me. I mean, so he played the Penguin, who was not he was a major character, but not the main character in Batman. You know, we had main bad guys, which was Carmine Falcone, and you had you know, Bonet, what's her name? Kravitz in there, and you had you know, the Crying Vampire, or whatever his name is.
Robert Pattinson.
Robert Pattinson. I mean, you had stars, and he was a star in the movie, but he wasn't the main star. But that role was so mesmerizing, he got this show out of it. Ain't nobody else get a show out of it. You know what I'm saying? And I'm being told this is setting up for the movie too. And hopefully, it's not bullshit what Marvel normally does with their TV. It's like do so much insignificant whatever that it's like. I would like to, like, if you come out with a movie, and I know they're not going to do it, you'd be like, man, but if you didn't watch this show, you're kind of missing some shit, you know? It's like some holes, and not some insignificant holes, you know, from this thing. I think any Batman fan is going to watch this, you know, and love it. And if you're not a Batman fan, I think you would love it, because it was just a great crime.
Yeah, like, if you watch this, there's no, so it's basically, if you don't even want to, like, if you want to make it as short and sweet as possible, the Penguin wants to either make a name for himself as his own crime unit or become extremely important within one of the crime families, which probably not the Falcones, because he fucked up. Or, well, not fucked up, but, like, he really made a statement, I guess I would say.
I knew he was going to do something to that guy, but when it happened, it still surprised me.
Well, when he shot that guy...
Yeah.
And there's a scene later where she shoots a guy.
Oh, she sure did.
Sophia Falcone shoots a early 20s maybe, because the Penguin, you know, tries to say that it wasn't him, right? So she shoots him. And there's so much in this show that you're like, oh, they really just did it.
Notice no crime fighters are in this show. It wasn't like a single.
Correct.
No crime. There's no Gordon
heroes in this movie. So like if you're
right.
if you're watching this show, and you didn't know anything about Batman. Let's say you just walked on the planet Earth and you've never heard of Batman before, and you watched this show, it would just be like a crime show.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Not a crime show, because like when I say crime fighters, I didn't even mean superheroes. I mean,
Oh, you mean police?
It's all about the bad guys.
And I think, setting it up, because the Batman, the end of that movie, they succeed, but there was so much damage. And that's when we open this show. They're talking about the damage that was done to Gotham.
And they mentioned them, so that it wasn't like some strange universe that, this
Batman doesn't exist. They talked about it.
Yeah.
But when you look at like what the devastation they're portraying has happened,
it was great.
There's just no way that cops have time to give a shit.
Batman wouldn't have time to give a shit
about this.
We just saw him in the movie rescuing little kids and stuff and becoming the hero, because he was the vigilante, and then he was actually saving people. They did show the mayor, who was in the movie, so I guess not a crime fighter, but just keeping the continuity, keeping it going. But just the way this guy's being treated in this whole time, he's such a piece of shit, like, to the upper echelon of crime bosses. They're like, you think my dad let you run that club? It's so funny that you think you weren't, that you were running it. I'm like, ooh, it's coming. Your daddy ain't here no more.
Yeah, I didn't know what he was going to do. Like, I thought, okay, this is the guy we're going to seek revenge on during this show. Nope. Just killed him right there and then. Nope. Yeah. Not even like there wasn't even like a pause, really. It was just like
I know.
Bang, bang, bang.
I had to rewind it a couple times. I was like, God damn, I knew he was gonna do something, but I didn't know it was gonna happen right there,
And then he just takes that ring.
And the thing about it was, the kid was such a dipstick. He was falling in line. Oz was literally like, this is the next, knob I gotta polish. Let me be first.
Right. If I think he took some stuff obviously for leverage, but I do believe that if he had been like, yeah, just like I'll keep you on like my dad did, he would have just been happy keeping doing what he was been doing.
He would have, because another scary character in this movie was, this TV show.
I said movie as well. Yeah.
Was the mom. And
what the fuck?
She was like, "You're better than Saz. You got it." I'm sitting there like, "Whoa!" Mama saying, "Take over," and he still didn't have the nuts toward the end. The kid came and saved him and stuff like that. And I think after the kid saved him, I think it finally clicked in his head.
That was the plan, didn't you? Like when they're in, he's like, "We had this agreement for you."
Yes, but what I'm saying is, I think Oz was still trying to play ball, especially when Sophia showed up.
Oh, sure.
And then he went and talked to Maroni in jail and stuff like that. I still think he was still a squirrel trying to get a nut. I still don't think he had really, decided he was gonna walk in. I'm the new crime boss of Gotham.
A squirrel trying to get a nut.
Yeah. So
now, okay, there's one thing I do want to ask about. So we meet Sophia. She was in Arkham. She's out.
Yep.
She's wondering where her brother is, but she knows, right?
Oh, for sure. She knows. She knew when she walked into the room.
She knew.
And when she explained it,
the dinner.
I loved how she explained it, Tiff. I loved how she was like, that was our plan. And then there you go, speaking on our plan. And I hate dumb shit like that in like movies and TV shows where it's something is obvious, but they play you like they
didn't know. And it's
and like she was like, so what I'm supposed to? I gotta go and walk around and be a detective to find out that my brother's gone and you stole his idea.
Yeah, so. I just heard it and I knew because it was our idea. I do. There is a lot of times in the show where you're like, they don't make you think that they think that I'm stupid.
Yeah.
Like, which is sometimes what TV and movies do. They're like, they'll never figure it out. Or they'll be like, oh, this is plausible that she wouldn't know. It's not fucking plausible. So they just go ahead and address it. They're just like, she knew it. They're putting it into the storyline. This is part of it.
And she played that role, Tiffany. She came out there like,
she's crazy looking.
I'm crazy. I know I'm crazy, but that makes me smarter than all y'all because y'all crazy. Y'all don't know y'all crazy. And I know about everything. I know what you did. I know I can't find my brother. I know what's happening. It was just like, oh God, she's scary, dude. I was like, she would run, hide,
When they were torturing him.
Yeah.
Right before the car.
In the butt-naked fat suit.
Then they were doing that to his arm. I was like, yikes.
I thought he was about to lose his arm. I was like, damn.
I did too. I was like, don't do it. So they cut to like the next day. How do we think he got out of there? Do you know what I mean? Because they show him.
Yeah.
And it's not like she would just be like, you're free to go. I just assume that in the aftermath of the chaos, he just escaped, but...
Yeah, that's what I assume,
Because I would think she would just kill him, obviously.
I think
Once she knew he was dead.
I think she was toying with the dude though. You know, I think she don't know what he know. She don't know how many of his people are loyal to him.
Oh, sure. And what they might know.
Yeah.
Because he did send that letter, which I don't really know what the letter means. I mean, it's a ledger and a photo.
Yeah.
And I don't know what that means.
Yeah.
I don't know. I didn't know if I was supposed to know who those people were.
For her to kill him, it's a risk, you know, and I'm not saying it wasn't a smart play, but it's still a risk for her because she's like, I don't know how bad this dude been mounting his attacks all this time. I could like kill him and then I'm dead in 5 seconds because all his, oh, I'm so sorry. All his people, you know, she just don't know. I think it's some unknowns with not killing him, you know. And I think she would probably rather have him be a quivering bitch, you know, underneath her thumb than be dead.
Sure.
You know.
I can see that.
Yeah. So, yeah, it's going to be interesting. I'm very interested in the next one, man. I was very interested. I enjoyed myself. I actually turned the TV off and was like, yeah.
I did it.
You know,
We did it.
That was good. You know, like
I feel good. I've consumed decent media.
yeah. When's the last time I enjoyed something that much? It's been a long time, Jeff. I'm honest. It's been a long time since I enjoyed something that much. You know, so
Sure.
you know, kudos to you know,
Watch
this
it
creator.
if you are interested at all.
Yeah. I tell you what, I'm not interested in, and that's Attica All Along. I don't think I'm watching.
You just hate this.
I'm just gonna start. You know. After the Acolyte, right? I just gotta stop. I don't care if it's nerd or not, because it's just not worth our time sometimes to dive into some of this garbage, you know. And
Welcome to my world.
they've been giving us so much garbage, Tiff, that you know. And
So you're starting to see the cracks.
it's been some cracks, you know. It's been some cracks. You know me. You know, that Phantom Menace syndrome is still there. It's good. I liked
Oh my
it.
God, it's good. I love it.
It was good, I think. And here's the worst part about the Phantom Menace thing. The kids of that time love that shit like nobody's business. You know, they'll fight you over it. So even me saying that is like a thing. And then they hate the prequel trilogies. And they talk
and
about
then
it.
the next people.
I'm like, right, these kids is
"No,
going to be
these
ready to
kids
fight
are
y'all.
old." They'll be like, I love it.
They going to be ready to fight y'all. You know? So it's interesting. But that's it, and that's all, Tiff. That's all I wanted to come and talk about today, man. I think this was good shit, man. You know, I think I like our new format. It's gonna take a minute to get used to. You know, I don't. You know, we'll come back and do some other stuff. And you know, some other time we don't always have to dive, especially if something sucks. You know, we might come on and be like, one word sucks. Hey, let's have to play a game. You know?
Nothing great. Let's do this.
Exactly. But I'm the host, Fans of Patrol. With me is my wonderful co-host, man. We came to do the damn thing. We got it done. We came to talk about the Penguin, and that's what we did.
Right.
Superb for me, and I forgot what your one.
Fantastic. Loved it. My award was Craft.
Craft. That's right. Yeah, and then she just threw in a fantastic. Love it, man. Great TV, and if all the rest of it sucks, they at least gave us one good episode that was mesmerizing.
Just like that.
You did your job. You gave me one. One episode that was superb. So there we go. I don't know, man. I think that's it. Come to us next week when we figure out what the hell we're going to do. But I will like to say we are back. New format. I don't know if I'm going to do any more, additional new art and stuff. I don't know what I'm going to do, Tiff. We got to figure that shit out. So I guess you can say goodbye to the people, Tiff.
Goodbye, people.
All right. And until next week, man, we will be on
Patrol.
Patroleth.